Hello and welcome to a new episode of Experiencing in Infdev Plus. New pre-release for version 0.5 hasn't released, so I'm making this video to show the new things that have been added. As you might have noticed, one of the things that have been added is the background panorama. Well, when I say panorama, there have been actually multiple panoramas added. And whenever you open the game, one of those panoramas gets chosen to be shown. So for example, previously we had cave as a panorama, now we have an island surrounded by the ocean. So you can also see a tower in the panorama. Tower is one of the dungeons that has been added in this version, but I will talk about that in a later clip. The first thing that I would like to show you is in this world. There have been some changes made to the chests. Those being that there are now sounds when you open it and animation. They show that I've made a texture pack specifically for it, which makes the GUI invisible. So you can see that the chest opened when I right click it, kind of like in modern, except there is no like animation. It's opening is in modern. Wait, you can see that the chest actually takes up full block, unlike modern where it takes only part of the block. Anyway, there have also been some changes to the lock chest, which is that you can now find the lock chest when it's unlocked. So you can actually obtain it in survival. Another thing that you might have noticed is in the bottom right corner, there are now some pickup notifiers for when you pick up some items. Anyway, the reason why I have these things prepared is because I forgot to mention some changes that have been made in previous pre-release. Some items I forgot to show. I forgot to show the climbing gloves, which I've got two abilities, those being wall climbing and unarmed damage. So if I equip the gloves, see that I can climb this wall if I was a spider, kind of a useful ability. And when I climb the wall, the climbing gloves don't get damaged. The other ability is unarmed damage, which means that I deal more damage to mobs when unarmed. So if I take off the gloves, spawn a chicken, try to kill it with my fists, away. I need several hits to kill it, but I equip the gloves. I only need one hit. This of course only applies when I am unarmed. So if I switch the gloves, spawn a chicken, hit it while holding something, I don't kill it instantly, and the gloves don't take damage because they didn't take effect. Wait, the other change that I forgot to show was pets are now aggressive. They should be. Oh yeah, wearing the crown, so you can see get killed. The last change that I wanted to show in this world is the change made to modern worlds. It's kind of hard to show, but I wanted to show the chunk borders that have been that happened because there has been change because a change has been made to the way modern worlds generate. It's kind of hard to show change in generation, so I just wanted to show the chunk borders to let you know that happened. Wait, you can also see this thing, which is a battle tower. It's one of the dungeons that are being added in this version, but we'll focus on those some other time. Anyway, there's also a new feature that has been added to the options menu, which is option tooltips. So if you hover over a button, you will see description of that option. There have also been some changes made to the create world menu. You can now create worlds in spectator or adventure mode, new mode, which I will cover a bit later. Also, you can see that the option tooltips are also here. They show description of things. There has been also a new world border option. You can choose the size of your world. You can choose infinite, 128 by 128, 256 by 256, 512 by 512, 1024 by 1024, 2048, 4096, or infinite. I'll choose 128. It's also a new world type, which is inland. You can see it's same as default, but without ocean. This reason why I'm creating a new world is because there's been change made to, like, when you start a new world. To understand why I show you, the change that I want to show you in this world is that wooden tools have been removed in this version, and instead of them, when you start the world, you're going to need to find some pebbles. Well, I say pebbles, but they are actually called rocks. They are scattered around the world. So you need to find them. When you have 4 of them, craft them into a piece of cobblestone. Means that when you start a new world, you are going to need to find 12 pebbles, rocks, in order to craft 3 pieces of cobblestone and to craft a cobblestone pickaxe. Oh, stone pickaxe. Anyway, here you can see I've already reached edge of the world. If I try to go past it, I get stopped by an invisible barrier. Wait. You can see that the world is limited in size. We just need to find 12 rocks. If you find them, you craft 3 pieces of a cobblestone. Then you get some logs, craft a workbench, and get stone tools and move on normally. Anyway, there are a few things about the rocks which I forgot to show in the last clip. The first being that you can actually place them back down. Second being that You can actually throw them to cause damage to mobs. They cause half a heart of damage when you hit a mob. And the last thing is that if you have cobblestone, you can uncraft it into 4 pieces of rocks and hit mobs with it, or just use it for decoration. Anyway, to sum it up, wooden tools have been removed, so what you need to do now is collect 12 rocks, carve them into 3 pieces of cobblestone, get some wood, craft a workbench, craft a stone pickaxe, and then just continue playing normally. Wooden tools have been removed because when you think about it, wooden tools are basically useless once you get 3 pieces of cobblestone and craft a stone pickaxe, so it's not that big of a loss. A new lightning has been added in this pre-release, which is Starlight. This clip is to compare the old lightning engine and Starlight. The old one is on the left, Starlight is on the right. As you can see on extreme in the distance, there are some very dark shadows on the left, which aren't present on the right because Starlight is a better lightning engine. If you have some old worlds which have been created before 0.5, it will affect them, will affect the lightning. I will show that in a later clip. Well, for now. This pre-release also changes how the Outback biome generates. On the right you can see the old version, on the left you can see the new version. You can see that the old version is a lot more chaotic, having very small patches of dry grass among the red sand, whereas the left is a lot less chaotic, looking much better and bigger patches of dry grass among the red sand. So it looks much better while keeping its uniqueness. There is also a bit of change done to the biomes. The change is that glaciers have been replaced. This is the biome that they have been replaced by. It's a fjord biome. I'm pronouncing it correctly. Anyway, what it looks like. And it looks like a more sparse version of the dry taiga with more water, and the tops of the hills are replaced with a glacier, meaning that high up you will find a lot of snow with ice spikes. Of course, glacier biome hasn't been entirely removed. It's now become a biome variant. Means that if you find a fjord biome, then you can find like glacier biome inside of it. Like for example, the aspen forest might spawn inside regular forest. In one of the previous clips, I have mentioned that a new game mode has been added called the adventure mode. This game mode is similar to one in Modern MC in that you can't break any blocks. Well, you can't break any blocks except instant breakable blocks like grass, rocks, things like berry bushes, flowers. The difference between this adventure mode and the one in Modern MC is that, for example, when you start a world with adventure mode, you get some starting items, those being these items that I have currently in my inventory. Another change is that in order to respawn, you need 3,000 points. And lastly, you might have noticed that when I started the world, I only have 5 hearts. And in order to increase the amount of hearts you have, you need to find some life shards, which if you look this book of lore, you'll see that it's magical crystal shards used to increase max HP. They are found in dungeons. So if you want to increase your HP in adventure mode, you find them inside dungeons. You can find them inside any dungeon. Next up, I'll show you two of the structures that are being added in this version. The first being the underwater ruins. Yeah, you can see they basically look like a underwater town. Oh, ruined. You can find some treasure in there, like these gold blocks and chests with loot. For example, find the sea pickles which recover your air, and backpacks and a bunch of different things. Treasure that you can find at these houses can also be buried. For example, buried all that much, but still, or it can be more buried, or still a pre-release. So things change. Things might change. You can see there's also more of the ocean ruins. Old chest, iron. Anyway, next up is the ocean temple. As you can see, it basically looks like the ocean temple from vanilla MC, that instead it's made of chloride bricks, double chloride, and of course chloride. It also includes a new block, which is Sea Lantern, one of the blocks that has been added in this pre-release. Structure, it's basically the same as one in Modern MC. The only difference so far is that you can find a chest inside it. You'll get the key for the luck chest from the boss, but the boss of course hasn't been added yet because none of the dungeons have been finished yet. So once the boss gets added, I will cover this. Anyway, if we look at the chest, we'll get some of the sea loot, Poseidon armor, and other things. Cover these dungeons again when they get finished. For now, there isn't much to show. One thing to note about these underwater ruins is that they also generate underground. So if you go caving, you will also find them. The thing about them when they generate underground is that you can also encased in stone. So I just find random stone bricks and chests while strip mining. For these structures. So lastly, I'd like to talk about some of the minor stuff. Firstly, The texture for the observer has been changed. Here is what the old texture looked like. This is what it looks now. It looks better now. Other things that have been added to creative only, of course, is the barrier block and the light source. As you might expect, these work the same as in vanilla, in that the barrier block is a solid invisible block. The light source is a block that you can pass through and that emits light. However, unlike vanilla, when you hold up the barrier block, you can actually see the barrier block. Same with the light source. Another thing that has been added is this lightning rod. Cosmetics expect it attracts lightnings. Currently, it attracts lightning only in a 5 by 5 by 5 area around it, but this might change. Will likely change anyway. Lightning rod is crafted like this. We'll get 2 lightning rod for this. Wait, that's all for the things that I wanted to show creative, and next up will be survival. Next up, I'm going to go into my survival world. Anyway, you can see my house is kinda dark. This is because, as I mentioned, there is a new lighting engine, that being Starlight, which means that I need to update all of the light in the old version, in the old chunks. So if you have the world which has been made in before 0.5, you will also have this problem, but it shouldn't be too hard to fix. Just need to update the lights in my world, but I don't feel like doing it, so I'll do it later. Anyway, there are some more changes which I want to show you, but I'll need to prepare them. So I'll prepare them and show the new things. Now I'm ready to show you some of the other changes which have been done in this version. The first being coordinates on map. So if you have a map, you'll see the number of the map and your coordinates on it. The coordinates on the map will show up no matter where you are. So even if you are like outside of the map, the coordinates will still show. So it can serve as a replacement for feedback menu. Anyway, there are some other items that have been added in this version. One of those items is a solar panel, which is crafted like this. It works basically the same as the daylight sensor in modern Minecraft, that it's placed in daylight, it will produce power. I didn't place it very well. You can see the solar panel is placed in broad daylight, so it produces power. Be useful. Another change, new item is the pot, clay pot. It works similar to one in modern MC, The difference is that you can store 4 stacks of items. 1, 2, 3, 4. And storing more. You can right click to get stuff back. When you right click it, the order is dependent on the order you place them in. So I place the sword first, and I get the sword first, next the pickaxe, next the axe, and the shovel. Of course, I can break it, get all of the items back, along with the bot. The next item that I'm going to show is a very important one. It might be the last item that has been added in this pre-release. The item that I'm talking about are the teleporters, which you can use to teleport around the world. There are 3 colors of teleporters that you can make, those being green one made using emeralds, red one made using rubies, blue one using sapphires. You've seen the crafting recipe, so just replace the emeralds with corresponding gem. Anyway, as I said, there are 3 colors of the teleporters. Use them to create a link between the in and out teleporter. So if I place those teleporters, I can right click for the in one to teleport to the out one. If I right click this one, I can teleport it back, so I can teleport back and forth. I break it and place the out teleport again. Location where I teleported gets changed. Now, if I were to leave this out teleporter here and place a new one, it would teleport me to a new location, and out teleporter would be inactive. Show you that I have quickly crafted a new out teleporter. So if I place it here, I now get teleported to this location instead of that one. And if I break this teleporter and place it again, I'm basically reactivated. So I will now get teleported here, but you can still use this teleporter to teleport here, but this one will teleport you here and not to that one. Anyway, I will now use these teleporters to show you a build that I've made before this episode. Of course, I haven't been just sitting in between the episodes. I've also done some building. As you can see, some building and digging. As you can see, I've dug out an area to expand my base for the 0.5 version, as I've done with in the previous version. Wait, I came here because I want to place a teleporter here. I've already placed an out teleporter in a different location. Just need to place an in teleporter. Teleport there. Location where I've placed it is a desert. Decided to build a small house inside this desert. Not much. I did that too, so that I have a base for while hunting ant lions here. Not much to show, but let's say it's a nice house. You can see it's on the edge of the 0.4 chunks. Here we can take a look at it in auto mode. You can see a forest fire in the distance because it happened to be thundering because while I was here. Anyway, not much to show, so I'll now return back home. In one of the previous clips, I have mentioned that wooden tools are getting removed. So for that reason, I've prepared a chest with wooden tools with different durabilities, so that when items with same ID as them get added, the wooden tools will get replaced by those items. So I can't open them now because not all of the tools have been replaced, so if I were to open it, the game would crash. But I can show you a clip from the previous pre-release where I show you the items. So you can see that I have got like wooden tools with different durabilities prepared. So I have some unobtainable items prepared. Wait, that's just for my personal collection because I like to collect things like that. There is also another thing that I forgot to mention, which is that the delete slot is being added to the inventory. It works the same as the delete slot in Terraria, so you can place things there and have it serve as an additional inventory slot. But if you replace the item with another item, the previous item gets deleted. It can be useful for things like rotten flesh. As I have mentioned before, there are a bunch of new things that are being added in this pre-release. One of those things are the new dungeons. Of course, the dungeons in this new pre-release are still unfinished and will be changed, but I still want to explore them, so I will explore them in the next part of this video. How much I explore them will depend on how long the video will end up. Anyway, for that I have prepared some backpacks. I found these backpacks in between the episodes. I've prepared this backpack specifically for the sake of exploring dungeons. As you can see, I've actually managed to get lucky and found an ocean temple. I won't really be exploring it because I don't have a water breathing potion, and there isn't much to see since I already showed the Ocean Temple and the boss hasn't been added yet, so there isn't much to do. So I will continue exploring for now. It say that I got lucky by finding the ocean monument, but in actuality I didn't get all that lucky because in this release the dungeons are fairly common, so I actually found 2 ocean temples close to one another. So it was the luck that I found the first one. Anyway, we're exploring here. Looks like I have managed to find myself another dungeon. This time a battle tower inspired by the Battle Towers mod. This clip I will try to conquer it. Show you how it looks. Anyway. The battle tower is accessed through these windows. You've got a bunch of spawners by the battle tower, along with chests that have loot inside them. Every floor is like this. Wait. To say about this one, so we'll try. I wouldn't say it's too hard, but might be because I got one easy difficulty because I scrub. Oh, looks like we managed to get out so lucky. Found a floor that will be swap. Anyway, as you can see, I'm not good at commentary. Hey, there was a situation. Take a moment to heal. Okay, let's continue. I think yeah, I forgot to look first. I found some, I think I found some helmets. Oh, now we're getting closer to the top. I can already see half of the boss of the giant, to be specific. I'll loot the other chest later. For now, I'll get to the top and defeat the boss. First, I'll see there the arrows. Those might help. Backpack, it's nice. So we are at the top. No tablet. I don't want the things to despawn. Okay, I think yeah, knock him down. Away. Oops. We need a flash. Let's go down and finish him off. Looks like there's no loot. Anyway. That I finished the battle tower. It's all there is to it. Anyway. I'll finish looting the chests and take some of the stuff home using this teleporter. If I find anything interesting, I'll do. Plan for this episode. I've decided that for this episode, the last thing that I'd like to do is find a plains biome, and inside it I'd like to find Stronghold. So if I find it, I'll finish the episode there and explore it next time. I haven't managed to find a plains biome yet, but I did find another battle tower, so I will conquer it, and this time I will not be showing you how I conquer it for you to loot back from it. Anyway. Oh. There is a plate. Anyway, First I'll conquer Battle Tower. It's be kind of small in the previous one, so it might not take too long. I think it would be good if the giants had some like big resistance, because they have a bow like this and it's kind of easy to beat them. With that, I've managed to conquer his dungeon. Seem to see any Stronghold nearby, but I'll take a look. First, using this, I already have those. Some other stuff. Anyway, here is another loot that I managed to find. I managed to get 3 books of lore in this dungeon. Some other junk stuff. Anyway, I'll explore the plains and let you know that I've found a stronghold. I've managed to get lucky and found a plains biome with stronghold after a while looking. As you can see at the top of my screen, there is a boss health, because this dungeon already has a boss, unlike some of the others. The only exception other than Stronghold is the Battle Tower, which you've already seen. However, I don't feel like exploring this Stronghold in this episode because I feel like it's already long enough, so I'll leave it for the next episode. Anyway, that will be it for this episode. In the next episode, I'm going to explore the Stronghold, as I said. I will also be exploring 3 other dungeons that I haven't shown yet, those being the Tree of Life, the Desert Pyramid, and the Jungle Temple. I might also do some building, depending on how long the episode will be. Once I'm done, I will probably wait for the new pre-release, which will add the dungeon bosses. After that, once that is released, I'm going to explore the dungeons for real. By then they will be finished, because I said the dungeons are currently unfinished. For that, I'll probably do some building and make a secondary base in the new chunks and maybe spend some time in the new chunk. But that is all in the future. For now, that's everything that I wanted to show you in this episode.